safe to say that my first vlog is going to be not so great because my anxiety is like, it's high as hell today and I'm sweating like nobody's fucking business. And I honestly think I haven't even gotten started on doing the pictures that I'm supposed to be doing. I did a little bit of cleaning, but I think I'm just gonna go take a nap. So we'll just have better luck on my next vlog. I'm not gonna do another one until I move because this just isn't working. This is not working. I decided that this is really crappy lighting, but in a second I'll use my camera. But I decided that I'm just gonna do a talking video because I do not have the time and energy to do a vlog the way that I really would want to, and I don't want to post anything that's like half-assed because I'm pushing myself to be more creative and I don't want to put something out there that I'm not happy with. So I'm scratching my vlog for this week. I'm going to talk about my move to LA and what that will be consisting of. So right after I make this movie, I will sit down with you guys and kind of tell you my journey and then tell you I guess some tips, tricks that'll help you like with moving. So just gonna take a sip of this here smoothie I just made because it's delicious. Okay, welcome back to welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about some very, very exciting things that are happening in my life. I was going to do a vlog today, but my energy is not allowing me to do that. I started today very, very slow, and I've pretty much just been not doing anything all day, and I should be working, but you know, whatever. So I'm doing this vlog today, okay? I'm doing this video today. Wow, see, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. So I have decided, actually I decided this a while ago, but like I said in my last video, COVID kind of prolonged my stay in Florida, but I finally decided to just take the plunge and like move to LA. Wow. Yay, I'm moving to LA. Okay, so a couple of years ago, like it was like late summer 2019, I actually applied to a position that was kind of similar to what I'm doing now, but it was in LA and it was for a position at CBS, and I thought it was like, you know, I actually ended up getting an interview, and I wasn't really looking to move to LA at this time in my life. At the beginning of 2019, I was really looking to move to Atlanta as kind of like a stepping stone, but certain situations happened and I ended up not moving. So when I applied to this job like randomly and I got an interview, I was like, could I actually like move to LA? Like, do I have skills to do that? And again, at this point in my life, I was really like down on myself. I was going through a lot of like self-doubt issues and like really just didn't know how to, you know, handle my anxiety at all. And so when I got this interview, I was kind of like, oh my god, I could like move to LA. So a few months later, I was talking to my mom about it, just texting her, kind of like joking around. I was like, if I moved to LA, would you like want to take a road trip with me? And she was like, sure. And obviously this was like pre-COVID, so like everything has kind of changed since then. But I like planned out the whole entire trip. It was gonna be like a week-long road trip from Florida to California. We were gonna make a few stops on the way, and like this was gonna be like our, like, I guess last trip together for a while, because you know we take trips often. So yeah, so like late, like I guess it was like November 2019, I told my roommate, I was like, hey, so I think I'm gonna move in with my mom because I really want to move to LA. And so at the beginning of last year, 2020, I did move back into my mom's house, and was like, okay, well, by the end of April, I'm gonna save money and I'm gonna move to LA. And of course, mid-March, little Rona decided to come out of nowhere and kind of just sweep that idea out of, you know, my reach. So I decided to actually just put that money that I was going to use to move towards my business. And over the past year, like over 2020, like I really grew as a person. I went through a lot of crap, just a lot of things that happened to a point where I just like wanted to really change my life for the better, and I just didn't want to feel like crap anymore. So I was like, okay, what do I need to do in order to get to where I want to be? The first step was paying off my credit card. That was like $6,000 into debt. So I was like, let me pay this off, and then once I pay it off, I'll see, you know, where my finances are, and then go from there. So at the end of 2020, I finally paid my credit card debt off, and I started saving money for my move. And I really, also at the end of 2020, I like decided that I was going to make a vision board so that I could really see what I want out of life and see it visually, and make the necessary moves that I need to do to, again, get to where I want to be. And so I made a general like yearly vision board, and then I also made like little monthly vision boards with individual words of what I want to focus on for each month. So those are the steps that I have taken to get to the point that I am today, where I'm talking about actually moving to LA. The goal was pretty much sometime in March. I wanted to move, but things just, again, like situations happen, that's fine, but you know, the time has come. I put my 2 weeks in on Friday. I'm super excited about it, and honestly, I was so nervous to put my 2 weeks in, and I'm learning that like I'm an empath, and the like fact that like I care so much about other people's feelings, and I even cared about like my job's feelings when I should really be caring about myself, considering all the crap that's happened over the past year with them. And so I really I almost wanted to put their needs before my own, and I had to realize that that's not okay. So I had this like ever-going thought in my head last week. I was like, if I get a job by this week, I'm like just gonna like go ahead and do it. But then I like had in my mind, I was like, I already have a good amount of money saved. I'm constantly applying to jobs, so I know that I can get something before I move. And also I have a couple of clients to keep me afloat, at least for the things that I need, like as far as like buying groceries and stuff. So I was like, I think I'm good. It took me until Thursday to pretty much be like, you know what, I'm gonna talk to my mom about moving. I'm gonna see if she wants to do this road trip with me. And pretty much from that conversation, like obviously she was like a little sad, and like, so my family's gonna miss me, I'm gonna miss them as well, but I think I have to take that leap of faith, because if I don't now, while I still have that, you know, energy and want to do it, I'm going to regret it if I don't. So put my 2 weeks in. I, you know, told my family I was moving. I told all my close friends. I'm like planning to meet up with all my friends. It's gonna take a lot of energy, but I'm planning to meet up with all the people that I actually like talk to constantly over the next 3 weeks. And then I'm gonna be out of here. I've already started looking at apartments, and I'm just like, I'm excited because it has been a very long journey to where I am at this point in my life. And when I graduated college in 2015, I definitely had like, you know, big city dreams in my head. I just didn't know how I could get there, you know, like, and as we continuously grow as people, we learn what we need to do better, and we learn what, you know, what we have to do to get to, you know, achieving those goals and dreams. So here are a few, I guess, steps in towards, I guess, moving, you know, and things that are going to work for me. They may work for you guys as well, but just things that have helped me, at least in the past, as far as moving goes. Number one is look through all your crap. Make sure you want to keep everything that you have. I love getting rid of things. The only thing that I have a problem getting rid of are digital files. So I'm a digital hoarder, whereas in real life I don't keep things that don't serve me like any purposes at all. I have a lot of like beauty stuff, but I really don't in comparison to, you know, like the like beauty influencers and people. But even that stuff I'm like kind of been like using down until like I need to actually buy more of anything. So really look at what you have and make sure it's stuff that you know that you're going to, you know, use, wear, you know, make sure you want those items before you decide to pack them up and like move them to wherever you're moving, because then it's just a waste of space and time trying to pack them and then you no longer want them. So that's number one. The second thing, I guess this probably really should have been the first thing, but the second thing is, where are you financially? Do you have any debt? Is it debt that needs to be paid off sooner rather than later? Or is it something that you can pay off over time and not accrue too much interest? For example, I did have my credit card debt that I really wanted to pay off before moving, so I paid that off last year. The reason I was able to do this, keep in mind, is because I did move back into my mom's house. I was able to pay that off within several months. So I paid $800, I think, a month until I was done. So keep in mind that if you have the option to move back to your parents, then do it, which will be another number. But make sure your finances are good, you know, make sure that you are budgeting and not spending more than what you should be spending, and, you know, save a little bit here and there. What I did was, if you work through a company that you can kind of, I guess, is allocate the right word? You can, like, for example, I have my paycheck, I have my money go into 3 separate accounts so that I know all of my things are taken care of. For example, I have, I think 20% going to my business account so that I know that I have money to pay my writer and I have money to pay for my website and stuff like that. And then I have, I think, another 20% or 25% going into my savings. That's the money that's going to help me move, basically. And then the other amount of money I have go into my checking account, because I do have bills still, even though I'm not living on my own. I still have, you know, a car loan to pay off. I still have my car insurance. I still have my, well, student loans are kind of like paused right now because of COVID, but I still have bills that I have to pay. So I need to make sure that I have that money in there. So make sure you have your finances in order and save money little by little. It may take you a while to get there, but if you have the opportunity to move back home with your parents for a small time frame to save money, do it. I understand living with family can be a little hectic, but if it saves you money in the long run and you know it's going to help you for a better future, I think it's a good option. It worked for me, and I think it did bring me closer to my family, so I will say that it was a good thing that I moved back. Number 3 I guess, is moving, like if you have the option to move back with your family. A lot of people don't have that opportunity to do that, and if you have that opportunity, that will help you save money and help you reach your end goal faster. Number 4 is, research. Do your research. I did research so many times on how much money do I need to be making to live in LA to live like a comfortable lifestyle. I would actually have to be making more than the equivalent that I make here because the rent is a lot higher, and I plan to live alone. I don't want roommates. So also, like, do your research as far as like, do you want roommates? Do you want to live alone? All of that good fun stuff. That also goes hand in hand with like how you end up saving money, how much you need to know as far as how much you think you need to save. I pretty much did like research on like, how much are groceries approximately for one person a month, and then I did, approximately gas for a certain kind of car. All the little details that go into moving and looking up different cities is so important, because Florida does not have state taxes. California does. So I had to like look at, things from a bigger perspective and make sure I had way more than enough money to have me covered. The next one is, figure out how much money you want saved and how many months you could go without a job. So for me, I only wanted to go at the very max 2 months without a job. Ideally, I would like to only go 1 month without a job, or like no months without a job. The idea for me is to have a job when I get there, but I know that's not always completely realistic, which is the point of saving money. But have in mind like how long you could go without a job with the money that you plan on saving, because that's going to end up, being your, I guess, make or break moment of, can I really do this, or do I need to wait it off a little bit? So have that in mind, just remember that, because it is vitally important. And I think the last one is, are you emotionally ready? I say that, and when I say that, I also mean that, like, I was depressed last year. I went to environmental depression. I had to go see a therapist, and when I went there, I told her, I was like, I want to better myself before I move. I don't want to go into moving and not, be able to manage and cope with how I feel, because it's exhausting, and it took me forever to learn how to, manage my anxiety, and it's still hard to this day. However, if I can at least manage the depression side, I think I will be okay. And then all of that does have to do with, it is environmental depression, so it is a state of where I physically am and where I physically feel like I should be in my life. So make sure you're like at least somewhat emotionally ready to make this big giant leap in your life, because it is like, I know a lot of people use the word traumatic and they think of it as being something negative, where sometimes the word traumatic is literally just a really big thing that happens in your life. Moving is a really big thing, and it is going to be a very traumatic experience, because for one, I'm moving all the way across the country. So even though, yes, I have friends there and my sister lives 2 hours away and I'm going to be living alone, that doesn't mean that I won't experience, sadness, depression, and like, any kind of, feeling when I get there. Like, it's going to, yes, like there's always pros and there's always cons. So thinking of it in that sense, and like I said, are you emotionally ready to do like this big thing? And that is honestly how I decided that it was time to go, because one, I started to feel like more and more like hyper over the thought of being in LA, and I was like, I don't want to wait anymore. I can't like continue to wait, because if I do, it's going to, you know, just continue to bring me more sadness, and I really don't want that. And I started to really like manage my depression a lot better, and over the past like few weeks it's been really hard. So I was like, I don't want to go back into this state of me feeling emotionally exhausted constantly, so I need to take the leap while I still feel really good about myself and about life, because like I've been really like hopeful, and it's gonna be a really big step for me, but I'm ready. So be emotionally available or ready to make that kind of step in your life. I will say, with all that being said, you know, these are things that have helped me, but I'm sure there are other things that have helped other people, and I want you to keep in mind that we all know that not everybody's the same, and not everybody's situation is the same. So to take everything that I say with a grain of salt, is that the right term? I don't know. But take everything I say and, you know, let it be advice. Don't let it be, you know, the end all be all of what you decide to do. You are the one that ultimately knows whether or not you're, you know, ready for such a big step in your life. So, you know, like I said, I think for me, talking to a therapist definitely helped me overcome a lot of things that I was worried about, and it definitely helped me, you know, grow as a person. So I consider that something that you should definitely think about. But that's my situation, and that's what helped me, and I hope that, you know, any of these things can help you in finalizing your decision on moving to wherever it is you want to move to. But yeah, that's pretty much all the, I guess, advice that I have to give for today. Again, I'm excited about my move, and if you are also in LA, anybody that's watching this, hit me up. Let's be friends. Let's, you know, go grab a bite to eat or something. Social distance park walk or something. I don't know. But yeah, if you haven't already, go watch my other videos. I plan on posting these weekly, so bear with me as things progress, as I start to get better at these, because I'm still absolutely new to the whole YouTube talking scenario. Yeah, and if you haven't already, go subscribe to my channel and like this video, comment if you have any questions, and I will see you in my next video.